Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a quick update video on my FLSUN Super Racer. So I've installed Klipper on here. I actually have a Creality Sonic pad, so I decided to use it because I can just leave the screen here and it's just convenient. I'll be doing a review on this here shortly, the good and the bad, but it's interesting that Creality actually support other printers. So I went into the printer basically options here. I chose other. If I go add new device, you can choose which USB port you're actually going to be plugging the printer into. So if, for instance, if I choose number 4, you can actually choose a bunch of different printers here. So they have obviously Ender printers. They actually have Prusa printers, surprisingly. Just the mini though. They have CR style printers. They have the Sermon, their high-end printers or whatever. I'll be curious to see if they have like, well, I don't even know what the Creality K1 uses, but anyways. So all I did basically is I just went to the very far right and you'll see an option for other model. I clicked on that. I clicked next step. And you can actually compile the firmware right on the Sonic pad, which is actually kind of neat. So if I go into here, all I did was I set up the settings for the mainboard that's on the Super Racer. So this printer has a Robin Nano version 3. I believe all newer Super Racers will have that board. I will link a page in the description below that has a guide on what settings you need to set, but basically it was SMT32. We enable the low-level configuration options, and then we're going to choose the F407 processor, and the bootloader here is going to be 48K. You can see it says MKS Rob right here, so that's the Robin, and you leave everything else the same. You click generate with a USB stick in the side here. It will put a bin file on your USB stick. I took out that bin file, or I took out that USB stick, I put it on my computer. I renamed the bin file to firmware.bin. I took out the SD card from that adapter. So this is what I used. I just had an SD card adapter USB stick. It copied the bin file onto here. I put it in my computer. I renamed it to firmware.bin. I took the SD card out. I popped it into my SR on the back here, powered it on. It flashed Klipper. And then what I did was I actually plugged the printer into the USB port that I chose. In this case, I chose port 4. You can see a number 4 here. And then what I did was I went back and I went get port ID. So if you go into here and you click OK, it's not going to show up right now because I don't have anything plugged in, but you'll get your ID. And all I did was I went into the web interface for the Sonic pad. I put in the Super Racer config file, which I will put a link in the description below for that as well. FLSUN actually has the Klipper config on their website. I just simply downloaded it. I uploaded the printer config to the Sonic pad using the web interface. I put in the ID that I seen here. It's basically like USB ID slash like serial number 3 or something like that. I forget what it was. I restarted the firmware and boom, I actually had a fully working SR printer on Creality Sonic pad running Klipper. So that part of it was kind of neat with the Sonic pad. The process would be basically the same if you had like a Raspberry Pi or a laptop or whatever. You would compile the firmware using the link in the description, take the bin file off of the Pi or the laptop, rename it to firmware.bin, pop it in here, upload the printer config from the FLSUN website that's in the link in the description, change your USB ID, reset Klipper, and right out of the box. Pretty straightforward to put Klipper on this machine. I'm really happy that they are including like a board that supports Klipper out of the box, because this was zero cost to me. If you're already running printers that have, or like a laptop or Raspberry Pi that has Klipper on it, then you don't need anything extra. So really happy with kind of the first step of the upgrades. If anyone is interested here, here's all the oil that's been leaking out of this printer. So again, FLSUN, I don't know why you're oiling the linear rails. They should be greased. But I just moved the printer back, and here's all the oil that's just ran down the side of the linear rail onto the bottom here. So way too much oil. Doesn't need to be oil, it should be grease. I don't even know if you can see it, but yeah, there was like grease stains on the top here from when I opened the box for shipping or whatever. So yeah, a little bit weird. And then honestly, like, this printer is meant to print super fast, but these 4010 fans, I gotta go. There's plenty of room for 5015s. I don't know why FLSUN went with 4010s. There's no reason to have 4010s on a printer that's supposed to go this fast. So that is going to be my upgrade. I am going to be putting on dual 5015 fans, and then I ordered a CHC Pro hot end because I'm not a fan of this hot end. It does work. I'm just doing a benchy here so that I can compare the print quality with Marlin directly with Klipper. Exact same G-code. I have not made any changes to it. So I'll cut to that. We'll do a quick comparison and we'll wrap this up. So here are the benchies done. This is Marlin on the left here and Klipper on the right. You can definitely see a little bit better quality on Klipper. As far as like ringing and stuff. This filament's not the best, but you can see on the bow here, see those, you can kind of see some ringing coming through on the bow. This printer is running Input Shaper, so it smoothed that out a little bit. Not really tuned, but again, the benefit of having Klipper is Input Shaper. I can control pressure advance just in a config file with a quick number change. I can much easier modify this printer. I can get like speeds and stuff reported out rather than the kind of touchscreen that doesn't have much information. So really, really nice to have Klipper on this machine. I want to say that the FLSUN config was excellent. I just had to dial in my Z offset slightly. It already has Input Shaper on there. It has delta calibration was great. Everything worked perfectly fine. So very happy with this conversion. And now I can start going ahead with my effector upgrades with direct drive, 5015s, and then a CHC Pro hot end. Something I don't like about this hot end is I have to print quite hot to get the speeds. Like, I mean, this isn't even printing that fast. And I have to print really, really hot, which normally isn't the case. It could be this PLA. I'm going to have to do some more testing and stuff like that when I get the other hot end on there. But, you know, this printer doesn't like printing any lower than like 215 as far as temp. So we'll go and compare that with the new upgrades and stuff like that. But yeah, overall happy. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. If you want to support me on Patreon, I've got my Patreon link down below, and I'll catch you all next time. Thanks.